Good morning and welcome to Live FM KZN. This is David Dorfman and this is the Entrepreneurs Live Show. This morning we've got a very special guest that's joining us. We've got Miss Kirsty Hooper, the owner, the founder and the mastermind behind Hibiscus Coast Second and Local First. Kirsty, welcome to the show.
Hi, good morning, David. Thanks for having me.
Oh man, it's an absolute pleasure and honor to have you on the show. Kirsty, I would like to tell the people a little bit about you, but I want you to share, who is Kirsty Hooper?
Right now, Kirsty Hooper is just a woman on a mission. I'm at a point in my life where I really just want to live the most I can, the best I can, raising 2 children, the perfect family. And I'm just really just trying to find little projects where I can get them going and helping the community and the people around us. And as long as I'm doing something that actually helps other people, then I think I'm winning.
That is quite cool. One thing that I picked up, obviously going through your social media, I like digging around, is that ever since you started as an entrepreneur, you've basically focused on helping the person that started a new business or somebody that's in need. Would you like to share some of your projects that you're currently busy with, some of your things that you're doing? I know you're doing a lot, but if you'd like to share with some of us.
All right. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
David, are you there?
Yes,
okay,
we are.
Sorry, just checking. All right, so it all starts right with a very popular Facebook group that we've got called Hibiscus Coast Seconds. As you know, it's based along the Hibiscus Coast, where we kind of just unite all the locals, and we just trying to build a community. Over the past, we founded in 2011. My father actually opened the Facebook group just to sell some secondhand things. And from there, we just grew it and grew it and grew it. And we've now got 46,000 people on the group. But we tend to keep them local. So we don't allow people from outside the borders to come into the group, just to keep, it united. But we've had a little bit of problems from there because we haven't been able to have exposure for businesses to extend outside the borders. So the project that I'm trying to do now, especially during the time of Corona, where everybody's pretty much stuck indoors, to give them the opportunity to follow their dreams, start that business, and you can actually just list it onto the app that we're developing, and then we will market that app. So if they're looking for a service that you offer, there's a keyword they can just put it in, and they can find your business.
That's very cool.
You see, David, the thing is what I'm trying to do here is that just improve the local economy, getting people to realize that instead of going straight to the franchise store or the national store, we're not saying boycott them, we need them, we all need those stores, but just to maybe spend a little 10% extra every month in the locally owned stores, when it makes sense to you, and you can buy locally owned, you will be supporting someone's childhood career, universities, and things like that. It's really meaningful to the small guys. So that is what I'm about now. Is I'm just trying to, the past few months, locked down with my children, been trying to create a really good platform and valuable platform that won't cost anything but data for our locals. So that's where I'm at the moment, and it's really, really exciting, challenging, but really enjoying it.
Oh, that's quite awesome. Something that just hit me now is that you're saying is support the local businesses. And, coming from a business world, we know how important it is, because basically what you're saying is, let's go and support the local bakery that's on the corner. Let's go support the little gift shop, or the crafter, or the lady doing paintings, or a guy that's on the street selling his beautiful artwork or something like that. And that's important because people really do not know. If we do not support those people, your local economy will implode and it will be disastrous. This is actually very magnificent. Now, tell me about... Yeah, sure, please.
No, sorry, I just wanted to emphasize the period that we're in, because I've had the plan to do this, but I just haven't had the right time to do it, or the funds. And it's important to mention the fact that you've got an idea and you want to go forth with it. But I've realized over months of complaining about you don't have the capital to start this. It's actually not about the capital. You can actually
Yes.
find a way
Yes.
to get things done without needing that amount of money to get. You just got to start somewhere, and that's what I found. But during
That's
this
very
period
important.
of
Yes.
coronavirus, we've been stuck indoors, as I've said, but we've had to be doing online shopping, and there's been online stores, you know, big shops, you know, that are really offering good delivery services, and it's kind of made our other bakeries and smaller shops not get much business because people haven't been wanting to leave their homes.
Correct.
So that's the second phase, is that with our local first that I'm working with, is to be able to offer a really good delivery service, you know, with where people are able to support. You know, we've got a farm store in Port Edward, and you in Hebridean, you're not going to be able to actually get much from there. So that's the thing. What we can do is you can order from Hebridean, you can order from Shelley Beach, you can order from Port Edward, and you can get everything in one day. So again, cheaper delivery, but again, we're able to support the entire coast. And that's where we're starting, David. We will be moving from Hebridean upwards, but we have to start somewhere.
Okay, maybe if you want to tell us, what's your area that you're going to work from? Is it just going to be like the lower South Coast? Or are you going to focus South Coast, inland? What is your plan there?
So basically, we're going to start where we have the platforms for. So we have the platforms for the Hibiscus Coast, which we've circled around about from, you know, our Zingilweni, Kokstad area, up to, we've gone to anywhere with 039 dialing code.
Okay.
And I think that actually extends to Scotland, maybe Toti. I need to double check that. But with the delivery service and stuff, we're going to start small until we can branch out. My worst fears is that to start bigger and then have something crumble, you know, just those teething issues. I'd rather start small. We've got the platforms to really market this on, and then hopefully build from there, and perhaps go to all the small towns.
That's a great idea.
Everybody's buy in there and support, and it's a movement. We just got to all get together.
You know, something that's standing out to me with this is, like you mentioned, we on the higher or the upper lower South Coast, and staying this side, it becomes quite a difficult challenge. You know, like when we were in lockdown stage 5, we struggled because we couldn't get anybody to deliver food to us or medicines or anything like that. So basically what you're creating here is you're filling the gap to help the person that's stuck at home, somebody that maybe doesn't have a car or they're sick or something like that, and they can actually use your service to get like bread, milk, medicine, food that they're needing for. Wow, that is actually spectacular. And you know, it's important. Like we said, we want to uplift the community. We want to support them, and this is brilliant. And something that stood out very much to me is, you know, you said there, it doesn't necessarily have to have money to start an idea. It's all about just starting it. If I may ask, when you started with this, what was your thought pattern? How did you start with it? Was it just an idea that you got, that you sit down, started writing, building your idea? Would you mind sharing it with the listeners? Just a little bit. Obviously, you don't have to tell the secrets. But just so that we get an idea, because I feel this is a very important lesson for young entrepreneurs and existing entrepreneurs to know that it's all about the idea. It's all about the concept. And if you put in the work,
exactly it.
Yeah, please share with us if you don't mind.
No, not at all. So I'm going to come out and just say that I am and have always considered myself ADD, to a point where it's very hard for me to focus on something or a task for a very long time before I get distracted by the new task. And that's what happened from cleaning. And then you say, oh, I must get to that. And then you get to that and you don't finish the first thing, you know, that kind of thing. And it's been a challenging thing trying to navigate my thoughts, because I'm a very deep thinker and I spend a lot of time thinking. And it allows me, when I actually get to do the work, it allows me to do the work more efficiently because I've thought it out well. So most of my work that I do with my ideas is a lot of, I would probably say meditation, without giving it that weird sound that people often get from the sound, you know, the word meditation. It's just really just allowing yourself to dig deep into a thought without necessarily writing it down and then going out and writing it down. So for me, it's been about that sort of journaling process of just getting ideas together, and then trying to align myself with the people who share my vision. It's been a few years of trying to get
very
this
important.
up. It's been trial and error. It's been money that I've thrown at it that hasn't really worked out. So there's been a lot of lessons, but they've been necessary and they've been critical for where I am right now, because I'm not going to let that happen again. So
that's important. Yes.
Yes, so I'm at the point now. So instead of actually looking to put money in, I believe that my idea is so good and it will do so well with the right team of inspired people coming together. I believe that with skills that other people can actually put through, together we can do it and make it work as a team. I don't think it requires a big capital amount. And yeah, so that's what I'm excited about it, is that I'm just waiting for honestly the right people to share this inspired dream with me, you know, and make it happen. But I don't need them to make it happen. It's happening anyway. But because I consider myself able to, you know, I can do the graphics. I've done the marketing. I've built, you know, I've done that stuff, but I don't necessarily believe that I'm that skilled in it, and I prefer someone more skilled, for example. So it's that sort of thing, and I believe it's going to be one big, beautiful project with a whole bunch of beautiful people, and it's going to work, and it's going to transform the Lower Coast. I really do believe. And Javid, I just want to say the reason why this happened in the first place is that on Hibiscus Coast Seconds over the years, there will be a post of someone that will come up and they will say, you know, what happened to this business? I see they closed. And someone else will comment and say, oh, I didn't even know that they existed. And and it's a common thing. It breaks my heart because as an entrepreneur, and as an entrepreneur, you deserve to be featured. You deserve to be easily found. And it's very hard to compete against the national chains who they've got that marketing help behind them and that exposure. And so that's what it's about. It's just trying to just give that opportunity to someone else, you know, the smaller people, to be able to really just make their dreams come true.
That's absolutely beautifully said there. Something that I also picked up, and I think it's fitting in beautifully with what you just said now. I saw you've got a group on Facebook called Local First Barter.
Yes.
Would you like to share a little bit about that? Because I am a massive fan of bartering, because that is where true entrepreneurship and also support for your local community comes in. So please share with us a little bit about your group.
All right. So it's another little passion project of mine. I'm not a very big cash believer. I don't think that it's necessary that we need to follow that system to be able to live and thrive. And coronavirus time was a time that made me really realize that during this time people aren't able to eat because, you know, they're not able to do things, and cash is strapped. And we should still be able to offer barter our products and services even within businesses. So on localfirst.africa, and you list as a business, you actually get to list in the category of, you know, the business barter. So you are able to be approached by someone else with a service or whatnot, and you can then actually discuss a possible bartering. And the thing is that we can do that because there's a lot of things that we can share. We've got those skills to share that. And it's just building power, you know, it's just becoming a force field. And that's what I think people can do. But it's not obviously limited to businesses. So the group itself on Facebook is just about, you know, you've got, you know, there's a lot of white elephants lying around. You can pick them up, you can swap them around, you can give them away. You can swap food. The idea is also to start off our farmers markets where you can go and barter, you know, your vegetables and things like that. So I just really want to get the idea out there that cash is something that I believe is not always necessary for a successful business and living, actually, just in general. It's a system that I think we could do without. Yeah.
I like that. So basically what you're telling me is
controversial maybe, but
no, but I liked it because actually, you know, if I'm understanding this correctly, this is very similar to how the people lived in the earlier years where they would say, listen, I've got a pumpkin, I'll exchange you the pumpkin for 2 eggs, something like that.
Yes.
Am I understanding it correctly?
100%. And you might have just had a whole bag of potatoes, and those potatoes are going to go off. And there's someone else who just put a whole bag of oranges, and you guys are on the same street, and you might as well just be able to swap those oranges with those potatoes.
It makes more sense.
Rather. So it just makes sense. And the whole goal here is really just building community, and it's unity, and it's getting past things that the media have tried to portray to divide us more. It's getting past the division. It's just coming together and realizing that we're all kind of here for the same thing. We don't need to fight.
Yeah, exactly. And this is actually very deep because, looking at the way you're doing it there and what you've created there, basically you even giving the opportunity to people that's without a job to say, listen, I've got the skills as a builder. I will exchange an hour worth of labor in exchange for dinner tonight,
food or anything.
Now that is quite spectacular, because now we actually taking the social responsibility into our hands and saying, listen, we want to change the community. We want to uplift the community by giving them a swap service, if I can say it like that, a bartering service, which is brilliant. And also, from an entrepreneur side, I think it's a very good skill and a necessary skill to learn when working with clients. If I want to do business with you in your company, I need to actually barter with you. I need to be able to negotiate with you. So well done. That is quite spectacular. I'm blown away with it. Now, Kirsty, let's go a little bit deeper here. I want to know more. Who is Kirsty? Would you share with us a little bit from your childhood time going into your young adulthood? Because I do believe, after I spoke to you a while back, there's a lot that people can learn from you, because I know you started quite young as an entrepreneur.
Okay. So basically, the childhood was something that it was a little bit broken. Grew up in a divorced household, no, that's fine. You know what? It's at the point in your life where you've realized that all this kind of stuff in your life has happened for a reason, and that's where I'm at. It's that cliched thing that everybody's always said, but I've never quite understood. You're at the point in your life, and I would never be doing anything that I'm doing now if it wasn't for every single experience I've ever had. So I'm very, very at peace with everything. But so divorced family. My sister and I, an older sister and I, we lived with our mother, and she passed away when I was 11. She passed away from cancer.
Oh, sorry.
And yeah, so no, it's just how it is. And we lived with my grandfather, and my dad. We saw him every second weekend. So it's quite a similar story to other people, At 17, I matriculated from Port Shepstone High School, but I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. And this is when it all became, well, actually it kind of started in school, which was the frustrations of not knowing what I wanted to do when I finished school, and the pressures of feeling like you needed to know. And maybe the inadequacy of not knowing. But anyway, so I got to the point where I was able to go to Pietermaritzburg and go and study something with my friends. And my uncle actually very kindly allowed me this opportunity to go and study for the first year. And I chose hotel management because it was actually that and computers were the only thing that were open. So I just did it just to study. And I got my diploma with hotel management, and it was a really cool experience. But it wasn't where I was supposed to be. And I've mentioned earlier that that's my whole life goal, is to find what I am passionate about, and it's been a journey of doing that.
Yes.
So after hotel management, I went and I studied to become a polygraph examiner, where I did lie detectors.
So you're like one of those CSI kind of people.
I was a little bit more serious in my younger days. I've become a little bit more, a little bit more excited now. I don't really want to hang around the negative things anymore. I just want to kind of stay happy. But the polygraph world was also eye-opener. But it wasn't something that I was going to hang around with, liars, cheaters, and all that kind of thing.
Yes.
So I went off and I did I left that and I went to Caribbean Estates in Port Edward, and I worked with awesome Brian Sturley,
Oh,
really awesome
wow.
guy. It was a fantastic thing down there. Helped in the front office and things. So it went back from, went from entrepreneur to back to working for someone, and it's just been a whole journey of trying to, as I said, trying to figure it out. And I did a complete opposite turn, and I went and moved to Durban. I met someone in Durban, and I went and became a sales rep for alcohol, for an alcohol brand.
Okay.
And yeah, that was a lot of fun because that was promotions and clubs, and
Oh,
that was a
absolutely.
really, really exciting time. Yeah, but then I fell pregnant, and I decided that I wanted to be a mom. That was where I was like, nope, I'm not going back to a job. I'm not working. I'm not going there. And I was very, very lucky to be afforded the opportunity. My partner said to me, you know what, let's cancel these little extra things that we've got. We can cancel the internet. We can cancel the GSTV. We can cancel these things if it means that you can stay at home for, a little bit longer with our baby. And I was so blessed to receive that opportunity, because that's when we started big with Hibiscus Co-Seconds, and we were able to start we monetized the group. We were able to start sending my daughter to school, and so it really started becoming really, really cool from there on. But then it became bigger because I wanted to now create something bigger for the coast, and it was the process of getting that done, and how to do it, and the ideas, and it was all the challenges, hey. But here we are.
Yes, definitely. Wow, that's absolutely mind-blowing, to go from what you've studied and where you are today, and the offerings that you've done, things that you've done to get where you are today. That's something that's quite important, because I don't think people understand that when you want to chase your dream, there's certain things that you're going to have to give up, and certain things that you have to change in order to achieve it. Some people are lucky, they get opportunities and they can run with it, but I know 99% of all entrepreneurs make massive changes in their life to do it.
Yes.
You started sharing there with a little bit of the things. Would you like to maybe expand a little bit on some of the challenges that you've had so far as an entrepreneur, not just with Hibiscus Co-Seconds and with Local First, but everything as an entrepreneur? I really do think it's going to be amazing if people can just learn from you on this.
Okay. I just wanted to mention, I was listening back now, thinking to what you were saying, and I was mentioning about all these things that I studied, and the hotel management and the polygraph course, and the ability to be able to get the loan for the polygraph course, and those things that not everybody has the ability to do.
Yes.
And where I am now with Hibiscus Co-Seconds, Local First, none of it needed a matric. None of it needed a polygraph certificate. None of it needed a hotel management diploma. And all of it needed was a good idea and a passion behind it.
Yes.
And I just wanted to mention that, because it does sound as though, you require sort of tertiary education. And I just want to mention that I really do not. I do not personally believe that is a requirement for any success whatsoever. And I just wanted to put that out there, because and you mentioned it earlier, all you need is a good idea. It is all you need.
Yes.
And if you can back that good idea up with passion and inspiration, then you're going to be fine. And that's what I've noticed with you. You can start a business for the intention of pure profit, or you can start a business for the intention of helping other people, but pure from the heart, helping other people,
Yes.
And you're going to have one business that will succeed. And I'm at the point now, because I'm actually a very big law of attraction believer, and that's one of my secrets.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Learning about manipulating energy is a little bit a lot of research has gone into it, but it really is that if you can back it up with a real emotional passion behind your idea, then you're gold. You're just going to manifest it. The opportunities just arise. So, but before that, the challenges that I had were probably desperation and looking for whomever could help me whenever, just to get it going. Those have been challenging because it's been people who have not shared that sort of idea with me, and they've been about just the profit for themselves, and it hasn't worked out, because those aren't the people that I personally want to work with. I'm at a point in my life where I really just want to work with people who I can trust, and people who aren't going to just mess me around, because I'll be honest with you, up until now, those have been the most challenges I've had, are people who have promised skills that they don't have and charged money that I don't have, and I'm left with something that is not exactly what I've wanted. And this has started from a few years back. So that's probably been the most challenging thing for me. It's just like, don't just give into anything just because you're desperate for it. You know, you've got to feel it within your gut. And
yes.
It's something that I think people need to get a little bit more in touch with now these days, is their own gut intuition, because desperation is just not enough anymore. You know, rather hold out until that perfect thing arises, the perfect opportunity, because it will. When you believe it will, it will. I mean, we all got that thing called faith, don't we?
Yes.
So, yeah.
No, that's quite important that you're saying there, because, you know, you're talking about energy and all those kind of things. And I'm also a strong believer in energy. What you put in is what you get out, and what you speak is what you manifest. And it's quite important, because you're mentioning there that it's not always about the money or the education. It's about the passion. And, you know, from personal experience, yes, I strongly believe in it, my friend. And, you know, I think entrepreneurs do need to understand that you will get things that look good sometime, then it's not good. You have to really dig in about it. You know, research, is it really the best for your business? Is it the best for you? I always tell people, you know what, sit down, write down what you feel about it, then pray about it, think about it, meditate on it.
Yes.
Whatever your beliefs is, do it, because it will reveal. You know, I was quite privileged in my young career, and I was taught that you need to put it out into the universe. Let the universe speak to you, because as soon as you put something out, it will come back and it will show you what is necessary. And thank you for confirming that. You know, I think it's a very valuable tip to share with the people on it. And yeah, that's
but it is. It is very valuable, because it extends past just the woo-woo or whatever it is that people think, you know, when it sounds like, oh, but yeah, whatever, you can just have faith, but where's the proof? When it comes down to what they say, manipulating energy, it all starts with quantum physics, metaphysics, and all those things. And that's where I started with that, was just to understand the science behind the whole law of attraction, the science behind feeling happier over feeling sad. And everybody knows when you're sad, you're going to kick your toe and you're going to hit the pothole, and you're going to, you know, everybody knows it literally comes like that. It rolls. And then when you're in a good place, the good things happen. And my children see it for themselves too now. They see when they're grumpy, the bad things happen. And it's very evident that law of attraction actually works very, very fast.
It does.
So I would recommend to anybody who wants to actually start on that, to want to look a little bit into quantum physics, is actually go back to Tesla. You know, very, very, very outdated, not outdated, but what it seems they've done is they've actually just kept that technology. So there's already quantum technology out there for us, and I would definitely recommend looking up Dr. Bruce Lipton.
Wow.
He's a biologist who also changed his outlook on cells and DNA genetics. It's something called epigenetics, David. I just want to mention for people to look into. It's epigenetics that actually cells, you're born with genetics, but they are not, they're not, what's it sealed? They will change according to your environment. What Dr. Bruce Lipton did is he got cells and he cloned them. And he then put them in two separate environments. And he saw how cloned cells, they completely changed according to the environment that they were in. And there's school projects that do it with plants that get hate words, you know, or beautiful music played to them. One will die and one will blossom. And it's things that we know, but it's been made out to be complete and utter nonsense. and
Oh,
it's all
wow.
scientifically there. So I would recommend to anybody who wants to have a little bit of a tip, go and read into quantum physics. And yeah, it's absolutely mind-blowing stuff. Your health is all dependent on your thoughts. It's dependent on your environment. It's dependent on you, really.
Just that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Would you just mind repeating the name of the doctor there for me?
Sure. His name is Dr. Bruce Lipton, Lipton.
Okay, awesome. Even I'm going to look at it because I
Yeah.
really think it's something worth looking into. Now, tell me
It's a
something.
yeah.
Yes, sure, please go on.
No, I just wanted to mention that whilst you writing down names, another book that I highly recommend is Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it's
Oh,
a very
absolutely.
similar. It's a very similar idea. So it's how you program your mind to how you want things. Like they say, you just got to think happy thoughts and it happens. It is that simple. So you just got to reprogram your mind, and it's very hard. It's like when you're working in Windows 98, it's like, no, we should update that program. And that's what we got to do in our human programs too. So I just wanted to mention that if anybody, and especially for entrepreneurs or even parents, just the way we talk to our children about money, just the way we talk to them about their abilities, or we tend to raise our children saying money's hard to get and it doesn't grow on trees and you got to work very hard for it, and we end up growing up with the mindset that, oh my word, it's going to be very hard to get this. But if you grew up with the mindset that money came easy, and you just got to have a good idea, and you just got to have this, you actually going to have it's going to be much easier for you to be able to thrive, rather than being prepared for a very, very hard task ahead, if that makes sense. Mindset is so important, and I just highly recommend that book for everybody actually, maybe to read.
Yeah, and it's so easy to get it because I've seen it on Amazon, I've seen it on Google Play Books, I've seen it everywhere. And
Everywhere.
even myself, I can remember reading it the first time, and I'm like, what is this guy talking about? But thinking back now, it makes perfect sense. So yes, definitely.
It makes so much sense.
Amazing, absolutely amazing to do. Tell me, who else inspires you in your life? Is there somebody at the moment that's like seriously your number one person, mentor, entrepreneur, or somebody that you're looking at that that you're drawing energy from, that you're drawing ideas from?
Okay, so this is quite an interesting question, because I'm going to be honest with you. There's not many humans that I can, and I'm saying humans weird. Sorry, there's not many people that that I look at and I think are highly successful, and I draw from them. I don't look at many people and I think, okay, so they're happy financially, they're happy in their marriage, they're happy in their home. It's very sad, but I don't really see that much. So what I'm doing on my side is it's more of a quest to find that for myself, but it's not necessarily getting it from anybody else. What I can say though is that I have a lot of sort of what I will maybe call coaches on YouTube, and certain podcasts that I follow. A lot of very inspirational people it's kind of like your gym for your entrepreneur journey, because it just gets you going. I can't really think of names offhand because I've just gone and subscribed to certain people that I could relate with.
Yes.
But I do just have to mention that maybe the whole passive income thing on the side, whilst being able to live my life without being in a 9-to-5 job, that inspiration definitely came from my father. He's an extremely successful entrepreneur, and without probably knowing it, he's probably never really he'll probably never admit it, but I am inspired by what he's achieved. And he was able to semi-retire in his 40s and live comfortably and happy with his income generated from his businesses. And he doesn't stop. He continues to come up with new ideas, and he continues to generate new start new businesses, and that's been really, really inspiring. So I definitely say that comes from him, and the ability to be at home with my children without needing to be in an office. That's kind of, that one.
That is quite cool. It's very inspirational to hear it. Like you're saying, your dad semi-retired in his mid-40s or 40s, and he's still doing it. I had this conversation with somebody quite recently, and I said to them, they asked me, when would you like to retire? And I said to them, my retirement age, I've set to 45. That's when I want to retire. But that's when I want to really want to like make impact. And I'll never stop, because I know, like you said, there's always something.
You'll never stop, because
and I strongly believe in it. You will get an idea. If you don't run with it, the idea will be taken away from you, and it will be given to somebody else, because that's how nature works. That's how life works. And yes, it's beautiful. It's so inspirational to hear that a mom is more focused, and a business lady more than anything wants to spend more time with her family than be in an office, whereas most corporate junkies, like I call them, would love to be in an office, and they want to get recognition for that. That's not what the entrepreneur is. Living a life of being free from the normal and thinking free from the normal. So that's absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Now, we're almost done with you, my friend. I know you must be in a hurry to go and do your work. So I want you to share a little bit of advice with people. I know you've got a lot of wisdom you always share with me. If you don't mind, share a little bit of wisdom with our young entrepreneurs, especially the people that want to start up, just so that they can find that little bit of a spark today, so that they can stand up and actually become the next big thing.
Okay. I'm gonna probably just conclude a little bit with what I've said, because my biggest advice for anybody who even in high school, and with the pressures, and especially now with this age of COVID-19, the additional pressures of everything, and did I do the right thing, or am I passing the right test, or that. All of that kind of comes down to just being noise. What your marks in your test, that kind of thing, unless you're going to become the surgeon, or you're going to become the, that kind of field. My advice is always to be rather work on the inside, work on who you are and what it is that you feel, where it is that you thrive, because the life for me is all about finding not work, not job. And that's why I like David. Now you say, you're never going to end, because for you, it's not work that you it's not work. This is your life because you enjoy it. You've found things to do because that's what you enjoy doing. And you're lucky that that's what, it's your passive income or your income. And that's the thing with other people, that they need to realize that leaving school and high school and everything, your idea is what matters, and finding the people that resonate with your idea is what matters, and really just working on from the inside and figuring out who you are and what it is that you really, really want to do. Because the thing is that if you're going to get into a job, and you can ask anybody who is working in a job that they don't want to be at, they got to wake up and trudge along to a job, sit in the traffic, sit there all day, to come home to make the dinner. It's the same thing that everybody has to do in a job that they really don't enjoy. And my advice is to people who want to, I believe money comes when there's passion. I don't believe you need to go out looking for the money. If you can start with something that is going to be beneficial for the people, and it comes from a place of passion, the money will come. And it's a thing, it's a law of attraction thing. It's just how it works. Like you jump off a building, you're not going to go up, you're going to go down. It's just how it is. It's the laws of this universe. And that's what I would say, is just to take a deep breath. Life doesn't have to be so structured. It doesn't have to be so scary. It doesn't have to be so 9 to 5. The traditional rules have been there for a while. They've been there for a reason. They've worked, maybe not. Every person has to find out for themselves what works for them. And then that's just how you are. That's how you adapt things. And for example, for me, I'm a better night shift worker now during coronavirus time.
Oh, absolutely.
I've got children during the day. At night time, I work until about 3 a.m. And it is the most beautiful time to work because it's just quiet. and clarity and the thoughts and the creation, and all that stuff just comes. So I just want to end off there by saying that the whole meditation thing is not a thing that needs to be it's, how do I put it? Because it does sometimes sound odd to those who aren't in that, field. But all meditation is that just quietening the noise around you, because that stuff is distracting. Everything that happens around us is it affects us. You can't even focus because there's too much happening. So block that all out. Get rid of all of it, and just sometimes I just block my ears so I can actually hear inside myself, a little bit, and I can kind of just prepare myself for just calm down. And then you can see the ideas come, they flow, but you just got to block out the rest of the world, because this is really, really distracting. It's very, very distracting.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Kirsty, that's absolutely, absolutely beautiful. And it's absolutely beautiful advice that you've given us, and powerful advice that you've given us there. But before we go, I would like you to share with us where and how people can get hold of you. And if they would like to get involved with anything that you're doing, where and how can they do that? Would you mind sharing a little bit of your contact details with us? Groups that they can find you, where they can find you, maybe an email or a website, anything like that?
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Okay, so my email address is hello@localfirst.africa. You can contact me there, and you can contact me on WhatsApp on 076 543 6110. I definitely would love anybody to get in touch if they think that they any advice, or if they want to join any of my projects or anything like that. So that'll be great. Thanks, David.
Awesome, man. On Facebook, your groups, what's your group names again, so the listeners can just go and like it?
The Facebook group, so for locally owned, not locally owned, local members from Scotborough downwards into Port Edward up to Kokstad, it's called Hibiscus Coast Seconds, and in brackets is HCS. There have been a couple of other groups that have opened, and it has been confusing for hours, so we just had to add the HCS to that so we can
awesome.
stand up a little bit. I've got a page called Everything Hibiscus Coast Seconds. It's a page that we've got quite a few followers. We've got over 20,000 followers on there. The other group is Local First Barter, so community barter. And what else? We've got an auction page. We've got Hibiscus Coast online auctions. That is every Sunday, as against local area. Online auctions, everybody can just load their things and auction them off on every Sunday. And we've got Hibiscus Coast Property. We've got Hibiscus Coast Cars. And I think that's about it for now. We're starting a family group, but that's coming up soon.
Oh, that is absolutely magnificent. Kirsty, first of all, thank you very much for allowing us this interview. This is going to be inspiring and uplifting so many young people and even existing entrepreneurs to chase their dreams and to go after what they're looking for. Thank you. You've inspired me today beyond anything. Keep on doing what you're doing. You've got the full support of our team behind you, and I know the rest of the world will fully support you and get behind you. We really do appreciate your time, and we're looking forward to speaking to you in the future again.
Great. Thanks, David. I just wanted to mention my Facebook profile is just Kirsty Hooper.
Okay,
KIRSTY and HOOPER.
Okay, excellent.
Thanks, David.
Thank
you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
It's absolutely brilliant, my friend. I'll speak to you soon again. And thank you to all the listeners that's listened to this interview. If you want to get hold of Kirsty, you can get hold of her on all the links and all the pages that she shared with you on her WhatsApp, email, and just go and follow her. You do not want to miss what she's doing, and get involved with her projects. May you have a blessed day, and may you find that one true piece of work that's yours and that you will make great. Have a great day, and speak to everybody soon.